Last week, I explained my top 5 exercises for seniors' overall health and fitness. So I thought, wouldn't it be a great idea to put these together into a workout routine that you can follow on 2 or 3 days a week? Hi everyone, and welcome to Exercise for Health. And this workout targets over 65s to provide a great routine for improved strength, mobility, balance, and heart health. You don't need any equipment to take part, just an exercise space, wall space, and the floor exercise can be done on a sofa or bed, wherever you feel comfortable. We will be doing a 5-minute warm-up and 5-minute cool-down of walking exercises, with the other 4 strength and mobility exercises in between. So it's important that you know how to do these exercises correctly from watching last week's video, which I'll leave a link to in the description and on the pop-out banner. So get yourself ready and let's get started. Right then, we're going to begin with a walking warm-up for 5 minutes. So let's start with the walk on the spot. So we're going to change the exercise every 30 seconds. Just doing a variation of some walking movement, but we'll keep coming back to this. So just nice and gently, just to allow the heart rate to come up gradually. Just get a nice walking rhythm that feels right for you. So up nice and tall, good posture while you're walking. See if you can get the arms moving a little bit from front to back as well. Okay, so what we're going to do from there is change it slightly and go into more of a march. So I want you to lift the knees up a bit more and swing your arms from the front to back a little bit more as well. So again, still up nice and tall, but just creating that larger movement. So as we go through this 5 minutes, it's going to help you get your steps in for today. Good, right, let's bring it back down to that normal walk again. So a little bit more relaxed. Good, as we go through this sort of 5-minute warm up, you should start to feel your breathing rate increase a little bit. So you'll start to feel a little bit more breathless by the end of the 5 minutes before we go into the 4 main exercises. And then we will come back to this at the end. Good, right, the next one we're going to do is a box step. So imagine a square on the floor and you're going to basically step to each corner of that square. So we're going to step forwards, step back, step forwards, step back. Good. Brilliant. Right, let's go back in to the walk on the spot again. Nice. Is your heart rate coming up a bit? Are you starting to breathe a bit faster? That's what we want. Good. Make sure you just find a pace that feels right for you. So if this tempo feels too fast or too slow, you change it. So the next one we're going to do is we're going to go into a side step. So from here, we're just going to side step one way, side step back. So one foot ends up tapping the other foot as we move from side to side. Good. If you want to make this harder, you can increase the size of your step. So move a little bit more laterally. Good. Right, let's go back into a walk on the spot again. Okay, we've got a couple more minutes in this warm up and then we'll go into those 4 exercises. Okay, so the next one's going to be a knee raise. So for this one, you can bring your hands out in front of you as a guide to lift the knee up to tap the hand, but it's up to you how high you bring the knee up. So if you've got more mobility in your hips, you can obviously have the hands up higher to lift the knees up higher. If you don't have as much mobility, just have the hands down a little bit lower. So just trying to raise that knee up in a controlled manner to tap the hand. Good. Okay, let's go back into that walk again. Final time doing this little bit, and then we're going to finish off with one more, which will be heel flicks. So make sure you're still in good posture, keep swinging those arms, and make sure we're getting that oxygen in. Okay, so the last one we're going to do is heel flicks, and this is where we're going to get the knee to bend. So from here, we're going to flick the heel of your foot up towards your bottom. You can have your hands behind you if you want to, but we're just trying to get as much of a bend in the knee as you can as the heel comes up towards your hand or towards your bottom. Good, okay. Right, a little rest while I explain what the first exercise is going to be. So we're going to go into the wall push. Now for this one, hopefully you've seen the video I've done last week, but you're going to use your wall space, hands a bit wider and a bit lower than shoulder height, feet further back, and then we're going to allow the elbows to bend as your body goes towards the wall without lifting the elbows up too high. If you want to make this harder, you can put your hands on a chair, so lower down, or even go to the floor if you want to. We're going to do 1 minute, and hopefully we'll get about 10 reps in. Ready? Off we go. So nice, slow, controlled movement. Try and keep your body in a straight line as you go in, and then push yourself back out. So you're not dropping the hips down, and you're not pushing the bottom up behind you. But keep that nice, slow, controlled movement. Don't let those elbows come out too high, so don't flare them out wide. They should be about a 45-degree angle away from your ribs. And then in terms of your breathing, breathe in as you go down, and then breathe out as you push yourself away. So we're going to be doing this for 1 minute, then we'll have a 20-second rest period just to shake the arms out, and then we'll do a second set. So if at any point you start to feel like it's getting a little bit too tough, your muscles are getting a bit too tired, you can just stop and shake it out. Okay, good. So just have a rest, shake the arms out. So that was your first set. We're going to do exactly the same again, second set. See if you can manage the movement all the way through for the full minute. So we should be aiming for around 10 to 12 reps in total if you're doing it at the right pace. If you find yourself doing way more than that, probably going a bit quick. Ready? Off we go. So nice, steady and controlled. If that first set felt a bit easy, but you don't feel confident enough to go down to the chair or the floor, then you can always move your feet a little bit further away from the wall. So that will just angle more of your body weight in through the arms to make it a little bit harder. But if it's getting too tough, you can always take your feet closer to the wall so you're more upright. So again, nice, slow, steady, controlled movement. You should start to feel the muscles in the back of the arms working a bit, and you might feel the muscles across the chest and the shoulders work as well. But keep breathing with the movement. Breathe out as you push yourself out. Good, keep that body in a straight line. Don't dip the hips. Last couple of seconds. Good, okay. Right, another rest period. So now we're going to go on to the next exercise, which is going to be the squat with the heel raise. So this is where you're going to have your feet to shoulder width wide. You're going to squat yourself down as low as you comfortably can. And then as you come up, we're going to then lift the heels up off the floor momentarily, drop the heels back down, and then start the movement again. If you want to, you can do this as a sit to stand on the chair. And also you've got the option of staggering your stance if you want to make it harder. Okay, set yourself up ready. And off we go. So lowering down. Just go as low as you comfortably can, and then come back up, lift the heels up, drop the heels down, and then start the squat again. So again, nice, slow, steady, controlled movement. And it should be a little bit of a challenge for your balance when we're lifting the heels up off the floor here, which is a good thing. And if you want to make it a little bit more advanced, you can explode up a little bit faster and then control it down slower. That'll make it a little bit harder. and just challenge the muscles in a slightly different way. But if you just stick with the slow, steady, controlled movement, that'll be fine. So you should be feeling the muscles on the front of the thighs working, and you'll also feel the muscles on the calves working, especially as you do that heel raise at the top. Good, okay, give the legs a little bit of a shake, and then we'll have a quick rest, and then we'll go and do a second set of that one. Felt that more in my calves. So just make sure when we're doing this squatting exercise, really important to make sure that the knees aren't coming inwards, so keep the knees out. Ready? Off we go. So squatting down, keep the knees out, come back up, heel raise at the top. Slowly down. Just work within your range of movement. So the lower you go, the more of the muscle you're going to work. So if you can go lower, fantastic. But if it ends up just being like a half squat, so you can just get to here without compromising your strength or ability, that's fine. So just work within your ability. And again, if at any point your muscles are starting to hurt too much and it's getting a little bit too challenging, you can just stop and have a rest. Good, make sure you're keeping the head and the chest up as you're going down, but do allow the body to come forwards a little bit naturally. Good, last couple of seconds on this one. Brilliant, okay. So the next one we're gonna do is the glute bridge. So this is where I'm gonna go down to the floor. I'm gonna bring my mat out for this one. Don't feel you need to get down to the floor to do this exercise. So if you prefer, you can always do this on a sofa if you find that more comfortable. So just as a reminder for the exercise, you're going to be led down on your back, feet about shoulder width wide, hands you can put on the floor, and then from there we're going to tilt the pelvis backwards, press the lower back down and lift the hips up. Off you go. So nice, steady, controlled movement. Try and get that lower back flat down on the floor first, because that'll help you to engage these glute muscles around your bottom. So press the lower back down and then lift the hips up. Good, just be careful you're not over arching the back, so don't lift the hips up so high that you begin to then arch the lower back. So think like you're trying to always keep the lower back pressed down towards the floor as the hips are coming up. Good. Again, it should be a nice, slow, steady movement. Breathe out as you push up, breathe in as you lower back down. Last couple of seconds. Good, right. Have a rest for 20 seconds, and then we'll go on to do a second set of this one. So if you found that one particularly easy, you can actually do a variation of this where you do it on one foot. But then you'd need to do then 30 seconds on each side, so that makes it a little bit more difficult to time it. But get yourself ready, off you go. So really drive the hips up, squeeze those glutes at the top, and then lower back down. Press the lower back, lift the bottom, squeeze at the top, lower back down. Good, make sure that movement is steady and controlled. So I'm not trying to race through these exercises, so we can help work into the strength of the muscles. Good, just make sure those knees don't collapse inwards in the same way we said with the squat. So keep the knees the same width as your feet at all times. Good, last few seconds. Well done. Okay, right then, so we're back up to standing for the last exercise before we go into the walking cool down. And we're going to do the wall W press. So this is where you're going to stand with your feet a short distance away from the wall, feet to shoulder width wide. Let your bottom go back to the wall and your shoulder blades back on the wall. Tuck your chin in, flatten the lower back, arms out to the side, and then from there we're going to keep the elbows and the hands back as we press the arms up. Ready? Off we go. So you're going to feel a lot of activation in the muscles between the shoulder blades on this exercise as we move the arms up and down. Obviously there's no real resistance to the movement as I'm trying to push my arms up. The key is to try to focus on keeping the shoulder blades pinched back all the time. Try and keep the elbows and the hands back as close as you can to the wall all the way through the movement. And then depending on your mobility will kind of dictate how high you can go. Some of you might only get to here. This is where I'm starting to feel it tight. Some of you will be able to get your arms straight without any problem if your shoulder mobility is really good. Let's try and restrict any other movement in the body so you're not moving your spine around as you try and lift the arms up. Keep those elbows back, keep breathing with the movement, and you're going to feel a lot of muscles around the shoulders and the upper back really start to work. Good. Okay, right, relax the arms out, give them a bit of a shake. Should have felt that across the top of the back. So we're really hitting those postural muscles. Good, right, get ready to do a second set on that one. So set yourself up ready, bottom and shoulder blades back, arms up, and off you go. So reach up as high as you can, keeping the elbows and the hands back, and then come back down. Keep squeezing the shoulder blades back together. Good. Hopefully you're feeling that around the shoulders and into the upper back. If it starts to really burn, if the muscles are burning, which will happen when they start to get fatigued, then just stop, give them a little shake, and then you can then just go straight back into the movement, just to shake out that lactic acid. But it will build up quite quickly on this one. Good. Last 10 seconds, so see if you can get 1 or 2 more in. Keep those arms back as much as you can. Good, okay, relax the arms out. Give them a bit of a shake. Okay, so now we're gonna go back into our walk again, just for another 5 minutes, but we're gonna do some slightly different exercises for this last set. So get into your space, up nice and tall, and we're going to start off with some low kicks out to the front. So it's like a stepping movement, but all we're doing is we're just flicking the foot out in front, lift the knee up first and just get that flick. Don't make the flick too intense, otherwise you'll start to hyperextend your knee. So just do it in a nice relaxed manner. We're just getting that walk in action, but we're adding in this flick kick out to the front. So if your heart rate's up a bit from those 4 exercises, we can use this next 5 minutes to get some steps in, but allow the heart rate to recover. Right, let's just do a nice steady walk. So try and get your breathing to come back to normal. Still getting steps in, but you can slow the pace down a bit if you want to. Good. Certainly worked up a sweat for this one. Right, the next one we're going to do is a crossover heel dig. So we're going to step and then move one foot across, doing that heel dig, crossing the feet over. So the heel dig's going out in front, but it's going across the body. Good. Again, as you do this, it's quite easy to start to look down at your foot and change your posture. So keep up nice and tall and just have an awareness of where your foot is going. Brilliant. Right, back to a walk again. Hopefully feeling quite good by now. We've only got a few more exercises left to do in this last 5 minutes, and then we're done. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is similar to that last one, but this time we're going to be tapping the foot behind with the toes. So from here, we're going to tap the toes behind and then step back. So again, I'm still going to cross with the foot, but it's crossing behind me this time as I tap the toes down. Good. Brilliant. Right, let's go back to the walk again. If you want to start to slow it down a bit, you can, because we are getting close to the end. So the next one's going to include a little bit of balance work for these last two exercises that we're going to do in between the walking. And this one's called pendulum. So what we do is we start with the feet together and we're going to lift one foot out to the side, bring it back down, and then lift the other one. So as soon as the foot's touched the floor, lift the other leg up out to the side. So we're keeping the leg straight. We're just getting this movement with the leg as you raise it up to the side. So we're going to be on one foot for a time period longer than we have on some of the other ones. So just make sure you keep control over the rest of the body to maintain your balance. Good. You might feel those glute muscles work again as well. Back into a walk. Okay. One more exercise to do. And this last one's going to be a tightrope walk. So imagine you're going to have your feet on a tightrope or a very, very narrow ledge. And you're basically going to be placing one foot in front of the other. And depending on your space, we'll do a few steps forwards and a few steps back. So from there, I'm going to go heel to toe, heel to toe, heel to toe. And then I revert it back, toe to heel, toe to heel, toe to heel. And then we start again. So just moving forwards and backwards within the space that you've got, trying to get the feet to stay one in front of the other, which should make it a little bit challenging for your balance. Particularly now some of the muscles in the body are quite fatigued. Good, okay. Right, let's finish off with a nice gentle walk. Get your breathing to come nice and relaxed. So nice deep breaths. Start to slow it down. Good. Right, and that is your ultimate workout complete. Well done. I hope you enjoyed this workout to improve your general health today. If so, please give it a like by clicking the thumbs up button below and consider subscribing if you haven't already. You can check out the description below for further information, including a link to a playlist of workout videos of varying intensities to keep you healthy. But thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay active and keep moving to feel better. E